by Rupa, by Krishna Katha. We all become purified by that. Now, how by Nama did Krishna become, by Nama, we'll take one example of each of these, Nama, Rupa, Guna and Krishna Katha. First one is Nama. What is the best example where a Nama purified? Last week we discussed Ajamila's story, right? Where during his death, he actually was caught by Emiraj. Before just the Emiraj comes, before he knows he is going to give up his body, he called out to Narayana. That one Nama was enough for him to get Sadgati, right? See, there are different ways we can chant the Nama. There are 3 levels that also we discussed. One is Nama Aparat, Nama Bhas and Shuddhanam. What Ajamila did was Nama Bhas. Kunti Maharani, actually when Arjuna came to tell Yudhishthir Maharaj that Krishna is going to take his foot off of Dwaraka, he's returning to his spiritual world. What does Krishna do? Krishna calls Arjuna and he says, Arjuna, I'm ready to leave this world, right? So all my wives in Dwaraka, take them to a better place, hide them, take care of them, he says. And you go and tell all Yudhishthir Maharaj, Kunti Mahadevi, to tell everybody that I'm leaving this world, he says. When Arjuna comes, he immediately goes to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Usually when Arjuna comes from outside, he visits Kunti Maharani. But this time he directly goes to Yudhishthir Maharaj because he is so distressed. He's so much in pain that Krishna is going to leave the world, right? By the time Kunti Maharani hears that word, that Krishna is leaving this world, she just says one Shuddhanam, Krishna, she says. Before she completes that Krishna, right, she leaves the world, right? She also leaves the world. She goes to the spiritual world. So that is the power of the name. We don't know. We think it is a mandate. It is just Krishna, right? What is so big about it? No, it is actually, it is said in the Shastras, koti janmas, many millions of lives we should have done tapasya. We should have done lot of pious activities, even to chant the name once. There is a lot of power. It is an electric wire. We don't know that power. The people in China today are the greatest donors of ISKCON, and they chant Hare Krishna, but they can't say Ra. We are so fortunate we are able to say Krishna, right? And there is a word Rama, right? When I say Ra, it is said in the Shastra that all my sins go out of my body, right? When I say Ra, all the sins are going. When I say Ma, I'm closing my mouth. When I close my mouth, what happens is I'm not letting that sins or apradhas go into my body. That's why when we chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra, there is Rama to take out all the sins and not let them back in. Even the name Radha, it is said in the scriptures, if somebody says Ra, even if you say Raja, Rama, whatever you say, Ra, when you say, Krishna becomes very alert. Whether you're going to say the word Dha. If you say Radha, Dha, if you say, he will come behind you. He is always behind you because he knows you are a devotee of Srimati Radharani. That is Ganga. All of us, either our asti, after we die, our remnant is left in Ganga, or the Ganga gel is put in our mouth, right, before we die, because we have to become pure before we die. That is a custom we have. Why is that? How did Ganga become pure? Ganga is any other river. She was any other river. She became the most pure by touching the lotus feet of Krishna. How did she touch the lotus feet of Krishna? When Bali Maharaj gave our Vaman Dev 3 foot, right? 1 foot he kept on earth, 1 foot he kept in the sky. When he kept it in the sky, there is a thin layer between the spiritual world and the material world. And that parda or that curtain was broken by the thumbnail of Vaman Dev. When it broke, Ganga flew, she came from the spiritual world, she entered the material realm. When she was entering, because she touched the foot of Vaman Dev, she is considered so pure. She is the most pure because we all use the Ganga Jal in our ceremonies or in our, puja also we use, because she is supposed to be pure. Also in Bilvamangala Thakur's song we use, right? Varaje Prasiddha Navanita Choram, Gopanganana Dukkula Chauram, Aneka Janmarjita Papa Chauram. See, our Krishna not only steals butter and the clothes of the gopis, he's not just playing around. He is actually taking away our sins from many, many janmas. If just by chanting the name, he's taking out. Many devotees have this question, oh, I've been chanting from 2 years, 3 years, nothing is happening. No, it is actually doing its job. We don't know. The purification is happening. At one point, if you continue to chant, the purification will happen where you can chant the Shuddhanam. Once you're able to chant the Shuddhanam, there is nothing after that. Right? It's going to be so pure. So always continue. In the same song, when Bilva Mangala Thakur is singing, right? He says, our sins are like mountains and mountains. I've never seen in my life, I've never seen such a Chaura. I've never seen such a Rupa of Krishna who can take away so much of the sins. See, 1, 2 sins you can take out. From many janmas we've done the sins, right? We don't even know how many births we've had. So Krishna is able to take all of that just by one name. One Krishna Naam can take out so much sins that you cannot do that much sins. In the sense, the sins that you've done in the past, the sins that you're doing today, and the sins that you're about to do in the future, all that can be taken out by one Shuddha Naam of Krishna. That is the power of name. So is so pure. And if you keep chanting that name over and over again, your chitta, your mind and your heart will become pure. You will not know that. People around you will know how pure you're becoming. Then the next thing that after the Nama is Rupa, right? So what happened? Our Shurpanaka, right? Our Shurpanaka, when she was attracted to by our Lord Rama, she looked at his bhuja, she looked at his face. She was so attracted that when she got attracted, it is said, the Acharyas say that she changed her form because she was a demon, right? Shurpanaka was a very scary demon, but she changed her form. She started becoming beautiful just by looking Lord Rama, right? She started looking Rama and she became that. But what happened is when she approached Lord Rama, Rama said, no, I cannot marry you because I'm Ekapatni Vrata. Go talk to my brother. And Lakshmana said, no, I am a slave of Rama and I can only serve my Lord Rama. I cannot serve anybody else, right? He also rejected her. When both of them rejected her, she went and complained to her brother about it, right? And that is when she started talking about Sita Mata, who was a Vaishnavi. It was a Vaishnava aparadh she did. It is said the Acharyas explained the internals of how it was, right? Because she did a Vaishnava aparadh, the beauty that she got by looking at Lord Rama, the purity of her, Rupa, was just by looking at Rama, her purity changed and she became beautiful. But the minute she started offending Sita Mata, saying that you have to kidnap her, and she gave ideas to her brother, what happened? That Rupa went away. Again, she became impure. The same way for us also. We do japa in the morning. Once we keep the mala aside, we go back to our lives. It is like an elephant taking a bath. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita, our Sachi Gaur Nandan says, right? He says, it's like an elephant taking a bath. You go nicely, hours together, the elephant takes a bath, and once it comes to the land, it pours all the mud on it. Our japa is also like that. We do the japa, we are so pure. At the next 1 hour, you feel the purity, but again, you fall into this material world. Over time, what happens is our chitta will change to such an extent that even after doing the japa the entire day, your purity will start remaining. And that is when you are raising into a higher consciousness. Okay. The next thing is the Krishna Katha. First one we finished was Nama, second one was Rupa, now Krishna Katha. We have a lot of examples of people who are devotees who heard Krishna Katha and become pure. What is the greatest example from the Bhagavatam, right? The greatest example from Bhagavatam is Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he was actually born in a demon family, Hiranyakashipu, right? He was born in a demon family, but when he was in the womb, he heard the Krishna Katha from whom? A Vaishnava. The greatest of the Vaishnava, Narad Muni, gave to Kayadu all these beautiful stories about Krishna. How do we know that, the baby was hearing? Once what happens, I think all of you know the story that, Kayadu is listening to Narad Muni, and actually Indra comes to kill Kayadu and the baby inside the womb. He thinks he's going to Kashipu's son, so he also will become a demon. He is going to terrorize them. Then Narad Muni immediately stops him. He stops him and he says, don't do that, because it's a great Vaishnava who's in Kayadu's womb. How is this, right? A Vaishnava being born in a demon family. That's astonishing, because we all know when we do japa, we are saying, okay, we are going to be born in a Vaishnava family, even if we die today, right? Then how did Kayadu and Hiranyakashipu, such a demon, and this Vaishnava go and live there, right? What happens is, our Hiranyakashipu, he is actually doing japa. He wants to win over the world. He is actually doing japa. When he is doing japa, Narad Muni becomes a bird, a parrot, and he sits on the tree where Hiranyakashipu is doing japa. Instead of whatever japa Hiranyakashipu was doing, Narad Muni starts chanting Rama, 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 Rama from the tree. When he starts chanting that, it breaks the meditation process of Hiranyakashipu, and instead of chanting whatever he wanted to chant, he starts chanting Rama, Rama. And he hates that word, Narayana. Actually, not Rama, Narayana. He hates that word Narayana, he starts chanting. And then he gives up the meditation that day. He says, I can't do tapasya today, I'm just going to go home. And when he comes home also, that vibration of Narayana in his ears, that vibration is still there. And then he has a union with his wife that day, thinking of Narayana, that vibration. And that's why Prahlad Maharaj is born, because a Vaishnava is born, right? That's why Prabhupada also says, a couple who are married have to chant because they want a Vaishnava-like son. Why do we need a Vaishnava-like son? Prahlad Maharaj, who was a Vaishnava, he delivered 21 generations above him, 21 generations below him. The only person he couldn't deliver was Prajapati in that 21 generation. Future generations of Prahlad Maharaj, right? The last one is Prajapati, and he didn't want to get delivered. He wanted to enjoy the material world. He was the only person who was not delivered because of his own desire. Not because the power of Prahlad Maharaj was not there, just because he wanted to enjoy the world. So we want Vaishnavas in our life. We want association. So when we have children also, we want Vaishnava-like children, right? And that is the example from Bhagavatam where a Vaishnava is born. And that is how Narad Muni knows that a Vaishnava has taken birth in Kayadu's stomach. And then he takes her into his hermitage and he says, I'm going to take care of you. Because Hiranyakashipu has gone to the forest to do some vrata to, take over the world. And he's not back. At that time, Narad Muni is actually narrating the Bhagavatam or the Krishna Katha to Kayadu. Another example for all of whoever is planning to have children or pregnant, you have to listen to Krishna Katha. It is for your baby, it is for you, for the generations to come, for the generations above you. You will all get mukti at one shot. It's a bumper offer. You'll all get mukti, right? When Narad Muni is narrating this story, Kayadu goes off to sleep. But he's about to stop the story, but then somebody says, what happened next? There is a voice. And then Narad Muni knows that Prahlad Maharaj inside the womb is listening to the story. So Prahlad Maharaj's first spiritual guru was Narad Muni, not the other two people whom his father gives later. So just by listening to Krishna Katha, he not only delivered himself, he delivered many generations, he delivered many of his demon friends, he delivered a lot of people. That is the power of Krishna Katha. Our Parikshit Maharaj. Because of Parikshit Maharaj, all of us got Bhagavatam by Sukadev Goswami, right? Sukadev Goswami gave Parikshit Maharaj the entire Bhagavatam, and through that we all see cleansing of the heart will take place in different ways. Reading Prabhupada's books, Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is the greatest book for us to clean our heart. Another example is Rukmini. What happened to Rukmini, right? Rukmini had never seen Krishna. She had only heard about Krishna, and she had heard about Krishna Katha. With that itself, she fell in love with Krishna. Just by hearing Krishna Katha, she fell in love. That is the third example where Krishna Katha delivered or created that love for Krishna in the devotees' heart. Also, Sukadev Goswami in Bhagavatam 1.7.7 says that those who come in contact with Krishna Katha, material desires will be vanquished. You will stop having any material desires. Distress in your life will be gone. You will not, it's not that if I say distress is gone, distress is not there. But you will not feel the pain. Why you will not feel the pain? In Bhagavad Gita we are reading, right? The heart, inside the heart, the king is happy. It is not touching you at all. So that's why you'll feel happy. And then you will start having love for the devotees. You will the love for Krishna will start automatically flowing in your heart. Right? And I'll read the purport of that Bhagavatam. It says, simply by giving oral reception to this Vedic literature, the feeling for loving devotional service to Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, sprouts up at once to extinguish the fire of lamentation, illusion, and fear. See, there are three things, right? Lamentation of the past, that is the first thing. Illusion of the present. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to become like that, I'm going to become like that. Fear of the future. We are always scared, the insecurities of the future. Oh, what will happen if I grow old? What will happen if I break my leg? Oh, what will happen if I lose my job? What will happen if my children don't take care of me? What if I lose all my money? What if I run short of money? All that fear is gone. Because you're in complete happiness, you're in a different mode altogether. Prabhupada actually keeps saying, it's like taking drugs without taking drugs. That is the transcendental happiness and peace that you get when you associate with Krishna. And we cannot directly associate with Krishna in Kali Yuga because Krishna is very pure. Right? And we are not able to see Krishna, and we are perfectly impure. We cannot in Kali Yuga. The only way is the Nama, Krishna Katha, and Rupa. Rupa also you can't see. The only way you can see the Rupa is going to the temple. Okay, that is the Krishna Katha. Next, we will come to the Seva. See, Smarana is very important. After all this comes Smarana of Krishna. The Matanga Muni, he is actually the spiritual master of Shabari, right? Shabari's spiritual master is Matanga, and she would have served her guru very well. She serves day and night. She takes care of her guru. So her guru is very happy with her. But when the chariot comes to go back to Vaikunta, right, Matanga Muni is about to board that chariot with all his disciples. Shabari comes running from inside and she says, Munivar, even I have to, I also want to go to Goloka or Vaikunta. He says, no, you're such a great devotee that you've served me so well. All of us second grade or the third grade devotees, because we have to go to see Lord Rama or Krishna. But Lord Krishna or Rama will come to you. You're such a devotee. All I want you to do is wait for Rama and chant Ram Japa, Rama, 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 keep chanting. And she continues to chant. It is very difficult, devotees. It is very, very difficult. See, if you are given a timeline saying that 3 years you chant, you will see Krishna, we can chant easily. But Shabari, she was already old. And Matanga Muni is saying, Rama only will come to you. Chant till then. And she doesn't know which time. So she has to always Ramasmaran, right? Every moment of her life, she's thinking, oh, for us, what happens if somebody is coming to our house? We call somebody for lunch or dinner. They'll say at 3 o'clock or 1 o'clock we are coming, or 12:30 we are coming, they'll say for lunch, say. From 11:30 only we are all waiting, right? If the gate opens, if the compound gate opens, if somebody comes, we are like, hey, the guests came. Like that utsaha we are waiting. So imagine how much Shabri is waiting if the Lord is going to come, right? Every day it is said she used to make vessels. Every day she used to make mats, new mats, every day. See, for us, what we'll do, we'll put all the clothes to the washer and dryer and we'll take care of the house, everything. Okay, one day we'll do, next month we'll do, we take a break. But Shabri did not do that. She did it every day. Even when she was old, she did it every day. And it is said that Krishna or Lord Rama took a lot of time to come to Shabri only because he wanted to make sure she was 100% pure. Sometimes Krishna does that. He takes a lot of time to enter into our life or show his mercy. Why? Because he wants to make sure once we are completely pure, there is no way we'll go back, right? He doesn't want us to fall back again. So he makes sure the purity is so good. And who is doing that? Who is helping our Lord Krishna to do that? Maya is helping. And that's why we have so many problems in life, because every problem, every situation in our lives is actually purifying us. We don't understand that. After many years, you'll understand, oh, that situation which was so bad, where I couldn't even, I thought it was so difficult for me. You come out pure of it. What is that pure? That purity is purity of the heart, right? You become namra, humble. Every difficulty will chisel a part of you out of you. It is going to make a mark on your heart, and that is going to purify you. The next way the Shuddhikaran happens is by seva, right? Seva, it's, see, all this we were talking is in the mental level, in the consciousness level. Seva is actually in the physical level we get purified. So here it is a story of Kubja. It is said that Kubja is none other than Shurpanaka in the Treta Yuga, right? In the Treta Yuga, she was Shurpanaka, and she actually fell in love with Lord Rama by his Rupa Madhuri, right? And she was in Madhurya Ras with Rama. So next Janma, she actually is born as a Kubja because she is not completely pure. Shurpanaka was not completely pure. See, look at our Lord Krishna, his mercy, in what ways it comes. Putana, he gave the mother's position. Here, Shurpanaka was a very bad person. She took away Sita. Because of her only all these things happened. All these things. Still, Krishna forgot all that. He only looked at how much she loves him, how much she wants him, right? That is, when I say want or love, it is bhakti. It is not karma. It is actually bhakti. He saw that and he gave her another chance as Kubja. What happens is Balaram and Krishna are in Mathura, right? And they see Kubja. And Kubja, she is bent in 3 different body parts. Her body is, her neck, her body, everything is bent. But it is very beautiful to look at it, right? And she's actually carrying a fragrance. She's actually, she makes some pulp or essential oils or fragrant oils she used to make. And she used to use aghora and chandan and tulsi. She used to mix all those things and she used to make some fragrance. And she's actually carrying that fragrance. Kamsa actually had smelt it once, and he makes sure he gives her that service. He says, every day you have to bring that for me. Every day you have to make it fresh and bring it for me. So she's actually taking to give it to, and Krishna enters. Krishna and Balaram enter into that place where Kubja is actually walking with that. And then Krishna approaches Kubja and he says, oh, beautiful, can I have that smell, that whatever fragrance you have, can I have it? It is beautiful. Can I get it from you? And at that time, Prabhu, can you hear me? Okay. I saw connection, bad connection. Okay. When he approaches her and she looks at him and Balaram, and she again falls in love with him because they are so good looking. And his voice, his smile, he will just take away her heart with that smile and the way he talks to her. See, she knows the politics which is going on in Mathura. What is the politics? If you stand up, Kamsa, immediately your neck is taken away. right? He doesn't care who it is, what it is, he will just kill you. She is supposed to do this service for Kamsa. If she doesn't give it for Kamsa, he's going to kill her. She knows that. In spite of that, she actually gives that pulp to Krishna and Balaram. She actually offers it to them. So it is said the acharyas have actually compared her to Gopi at that point, right? Gopi to give everything. Sarva dharma parityajya mamekam sharanam vraja, right? Give up everything and come to me is the ending of Bhagavad Gita. Surrender is Bhagavad Gita's last shloka. That is what Gopi did all their life. And here she knows she's going to give up body because, Kamsa is going to kill her. She still gives that to Krishna. And Krishna wants to show his mercy on her. So what he does, he calls her and he puts his foot on her foot and he twists her body so that she becomes normal again. That is a benediction he gave her, right? So here the seva, the physical seva that she did through got the Saddati. There is also Vani. What is Vani? It is instructions from the Lord or instructions, whatever was given from the Lord. There are two kinds of instructions. One is the Bhagavad Gita, which Arjuna got, which all of us are also reading that. And the second one is Uddhava. In the Bhagavad Lord, even if you don't understand the meaning, if you keep reading the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam every day, it will purify your heart. And the last one is devotee association also purifies us. And here the story of Ratnakar comes. There are many. See, whatever I'm giving you is just the tip of the iceberg. If you dive deeper, there are a lot of examples, a lot of Krishna Katha, where devotees, great souls have shown us how to become pure, how to do service of Krishna. But I'm just taking a snippet of each of these things and giving it to you like a mixture of everything. So devotee association, what happened to Ratnakar? Ratnakar got in touch with Narad Muni for Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj actually never saw Narad Muni, only in the womb he had heard about him. So many of the association that Narad Muni, just even for fraction of a second, if he had given association, they all have raised up to the greatest spiritual level. Here Ratnakar actually is a thief, he's a dacoit. He used to kill people and he used to make money out of it and he made a living out of it. And Narad Muni once takes, the Karuna Shakti of the devotees is very high devotee. See, all of us who have come here is because of somebody showing some mercy, giving us a pamphlet to join ISKCON or to listen Bhagavad Gita, which changed our lives. In the same way, Narad Muni showed a lot of karuna to many living, right? He showed his mercy. And in the same way, he comes to Ratnakar and he says, you're killing so many people. When you die, Yamraj is going to take revenge on all the sins that you've done. You have to pay for it. He says, no, that is not possible. How can Yamraj take for all that? Because I'm doing this all for my family, to take care of my family. So Narad Muni questions him. There is a conversation between Narad Muni and Ratnakar. He says, okay, if you're saying your family is going to take portion of your sin, can you go and confirm that with your family? Then Ratnakar is his mind was impure and his heart was impure at that time by killing many people, right? He says, what if you run away, right? I don't want you to run away. I want you to tell me the truth. I will prove it to you. He says, okay, tie me to the tree. He is actually tied to the tree. He ties Narad Muni to a tree. He goes home. He first asks his parents, hey, I'm killing many people to make money so that I can take care of you at old age. But when Yamraj comes, will you take portion of my sins? The parents say, hey, it is the responsibility of the son to take care of it. Why should we pay for your sins? We are not going to pay. Then he goes to his wife. His wife says, it is your duty to take care of a wife. Why should I take your sins? The children also, it is your duty and responsibility as a father to take care of us. We won't take. Then he comes back to Narad Muni and he says, nobody is ready to take my sins. How will I become pure during death? I have to pay for my sins. Please, Guru Varya. He falls down to Narad Muni's legs. He unties him and he says, can you help me? Then Narad Muni says, there's only one way. You have to chant the Lord Rama's name. He says, I can't chant Rama's name. Maro, Maro, Maro. Maro means in Hindi, hit, kill, kill, kill. Only that I know. I don't know Rama. Narad Muni says, Mara, 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 Maro, Maro becomes Mara, Mara. Keep chanting that. When he keeps chanting that, the purification happens. And later he became Valmiki, right? Just by a small association. That complete life changed, and he wrote Valmiki Ramayana, right? He wrote the biggest Krishna Katha or Rama Katha he wrote. He went into that level of spirituality where he could write about our Krishna or our Lord Rama. Again, with that, our Bhakti Vinod Thakur says, if you're not able to do any of this, right? I have a problem chanting. I have a problem doing the seva. I have a problem listening to Krishna Katha. I can't do any of the above, if you say, just to stay in close proximity to a devotee who is doing this, and automatically you will be purified, right? That's what Bhakti Vinod Thakur said. And Moglila Prabhu also the earlier, that when you are in association with a devotee, you will get it. If you are not able to hear, if you're not able to chant also, just stay in close proximity to a person who's doing it, that vibration, that sound will cleanse our heart. So that is Suchi. And by hearing, what happens is our heart gets cleansed, our mind gets cleansed, just by understanding how pure Krishna is, how pure his sound vibration is, how pure his rupa, right? The next quality is Vashi, means Krishna is in control, complete control of his senses and himself. All of us are not in control. It's very difficult for us to bring ourselves into control, not only while chanting. Chanting is the biggest challenge for all of us, where we cannot focus in the Maha Mantra, right? But also when you go outside, if you look at this bewilderment, whatever illusion is there, if you look at a beautiful car, you're like, wow, it's a beautiful car. I want that car. If you look at a beautiful home, I want that. And youngsters, teenagers, oh, that boy is so beautiful. Oh, this girl is so beautiful. There is attraction and, that desire to get all these beautiful things so much that we forget Krishna, right? But Krishna is not like that. He is in total control of himself. And by understanding how Krishna is and how his power is, we slowly start imbibing that. Whenever you listen to these qualities, slowly it will start manifesting in you, if you can hear it completely and understand how Krishna is. So what happens once, just before the Rasa Leela, the Kamadev, right? Kamadev is trying to trick Krishna. He's sitting on one of the trees and he says, oh, this Krishna who's got 1,600 wives and so many gopis, I want to make sure I will instigate him by the Kama Bana, the Cupid's arrow. I'm going to instigate him, he says. And then he's planned to hit Krishna with the flower arrows that the Kamadev has. Krishna is far off in the forest. He is entering into the forest with the gopis, and this Kamadev is sitting on a tree, aiming. He's put his target and he's trying to aim. As Krishna keeps coming forward along with the gopis, his face, his body, his legs, his clothes, everything becomes more clearer for our Kamadev. He keeps looking and he's so attracted to Krishna. His Krishna's face, his bangi, his flowers, and his dhoti, his foot, everything is very, very, very attractive, and he gets attracted. He's about to leave the arrow to attract our Krishna. By then, Krishna knows that Kamadev is sitting on the tree. He just looks at him. In the sidelong glance, he just looks at Kamadev. Just looking at that, Kamadev falls from the tree, right? He's completely mesmerized and he falls from the tree. And that is what our Vallabhacharya writes in the song, right? Adharam Maduram, Vadanam Maduram, Nayanam Hasitam Maduram, Hridayam Maduram. Anything that Krishna does is Maduradipater Akhilam Maduram, right? So in Brahma Samhita 5.30, right, it says Venum Kwanantamanam Aravinda Dalayaksha Varahavatam Sam Astim Buddha Sundaranga Kandarapa Koti Kamaniya Vishesha Sholpam Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami. That line is very important. Kandarapa Koti Kamaniya Vishesham Shobha. Right? I'll read the translation. I worship Govinda, the primal Lord, who is adept in playing on his flute with blooming eyes like lotus petals, with a head decked with the peacock's feather, with the figure of beauty tinged with hue of blue clouds, and his unique loveliness, charming. Millions of cupids come and stand also. They all will fall down just by one look of Krishna, because they don't have control. Krishna has a control over himself, right? He has a sense control. That is what it says. It's a very beautiful thing. The Brahma Samhita is amazing if you ever get a chance to read that, right? And Vallabhacharya's song also. So what happens? There is a huge sound. Our Cupid or Kamadev just fell from, and there is a huge sound. Then the gopis ask Krishna, there was a big sound. What is that? Krishna says, oh, about that, just continue what you were saying something, right? Continue what you were saying. And they walk past Kamadev. See, whenever Kamadev is able to attack somebody and he wins over them, he puts a flag, and that flag has a fish in it, and that flag is called as Makaradwaja. There is a fish sign on it to proclaim that I won over the soul. I attracted the soul. I made the soul fall down. And that is how all of us have fallen down, right? He puts a flag saying that I won, right? Like when US enters moon, they put their flag and come. India enters moon, they put their flag and come. In the same way, our Kamadev puts that flag. Now, because Kamadev himself fell down, the flag is lying on the ground, and Krishna steps over it. He walks over it, right? And that is one of the symbols. If you looked at the footprint of Krishna, you can see the Makaradwaja, or you can see the fish sign which says Krishna conquered many, many cupids, right? To show that Krishna won over many cupids, and the cupids fell short of their control over Krishna. That is what it says. And that is how the fish also says that our heart and our manas is chanchala. It is flickering all the time. It is swaying from left to right. I want Krishna, I want this also. I want Krishna, I want this also. You can win over that if you put your mati is fixed on Krishna's lotus feet. Once you can put your mati, you will also get that sense control. So Krishna is also called Ajita, Achyuta, and Rishikesha because he is in full control. Ajita means you can never win him, right? And Achyuta means he never falls from his position. Nobody can make Krishna a fool and make him fall down. Rishikesha, because we are not in control of our senses, but Krishna is complete control over his senses. And also it is proved in Rasa Leela. See, all of us try to be in control. See, if Krishna has to reside in our heart and in our mind, there should be an optimal temperature for Krishna. Like all of us, if it is 120 degrees outside, at least in where I live, it goes up all the way to 112 degrees, right? It is very hot. We can't go outside. So living beings, we have an optimal temperature where we can survive. In the same way, Krishna also can survive in an optimal temperature. And that temperature has to be maintained in your heart and your mind. What is that temperature? Being humble, right? In our Shishtashtakam, we say that Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarorapi Sahishnuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sudaharihi, right? Trinadapi Suni Chena Tarorapi Sahishnuna means Trinadapi, like a blade of grass, you have to be humble. Taror means it's a tree. Like a tree, you have to be patient and you have to endure all the struggles in life. You have to endure, but still be humble. That is what it says. So if you are able to make your heart and mind humble, Krishna will stay. The minute you twist yourself, Krishna will go away. It is very easy for Krishna. He runs faster than Lakshmi, right? He is given power to Lakshmi to run given her that power. Chanchale, we say, right? Lakshmi is Chanchale. She will not stay in one place. In the same way, Krishna will not stay with us if we are not humble, and the optimal temperature, which is the humbleness, is not maintained in our heart. So how do we know that, right? What is a proof for that? In Rasa Leela, the gopis and the Srimati Radharani are actually pastime with Krishna. They're actually serving Krishna there also, and they get a tinge of aham. And because, see, Krishna is with me, they get a little bit of tinge of aham, and Krishna notices that. As soon as he notices that, he walks out of Rasa Leela. He just walks out from there, right? And then this hide and seek game between Krishna and the gopis are always happening, it is said, right? And once what happens is, there is one small pastime. I'll just go through that. Let me see the time. Okay, we can wrap up with that pastime. I was about to do the flute also, but we'll wrap up with this. So what happens once Krishna and the gopis are hide and seek? Krishna will become adrishya. That means he will just go away, disappear, and again he's coming back. It keeps happening between them. And once Krishna goes and sits on the kadamba tree. He hides in the kadamba tree, and the gopis are looking everywhere for Krishna. It is said that the kadamba trees are friends of Gopi. Because they are friends of Gopi, what they will do, they will give away that Krishna is sitting on them. They will start shaking. Okay, and then when they shake, gopis know, okay, Krishna is sitting there. Hey, Krishna, come down, they call him. And then Krishna is very angry with the kadamba tree that, I was trying to hide and you gave away my secret place to these gopis. It is said, I think it is, I have never been to Vrindavan, but I've heard about this. It's called the Peta Gaon in Vrindavan. And there is a kadamba tree. Krishna twists the tree. He a tree in anger, saying that you gave away my secret position. Even till date, it is said that tree is twisted in a different way, right? If you ever happen to go to Vrindavan, you can actually see that in life. The next place he goes and hides is a kunja. It is a small lake-like place. He will go hide there. When he hides there, what happens is, he doesn't hide in the form of Krishna. He hides in the form of four-handed Narayana. When he hides as four-handed Narayana, the gopis come there. But for them, apart from Krishna, nobody else they can see. Although they see Narayana, who is none other than Krishna, they say, Narayana, did you see our Krishna? Where is our Krishna? See, that is the heart of gopis. For us, if we see Narayana, we don't, it's Krishna only, we'll think, right? But for them, they want to see only the roop of Krishna. They don't want to see Narayana. So Acharyas have commented books together about it, saying that Gopi's heart is set on Krishna, right? And they cannot see anybody other than Krishna. Although Krishna comes in a different form also, they cannot accept it. It is the same way like Hanumanji. Once what happens, I forgot the pastime. Hanumanji, Hanumanji is calling out, and then Krishna comes. When Krishna comes and says, come, let's go, he says, no, I want to see Ram only. If you're not Ram, I'm not coming with you, he says. So Krishna had to change to Rama in front of Hanuman for Hanuman to come with him, it is said. So certain devotees, they have a form of the Lord and they will only stick to that. That is their vrata. They don't get shaken by other gods or other things. They want to put their mati and heart in one God, and that is what the gopis did. Now, just to wrap up the Leela, what happened is, it was Krishna in the form of Narayana, and gopis are still searching. They're so desperate for Krishna, right? And Srimati Radharani enters the scene. As soon as she enters, Krishna starts shaking. His hands go away because Krishna cannot stand of Radharani. His control doesn't work in front of Srimati Radharani. He loses control. And then she actually holds his ears and she says, you're troubling all my gopis by putting on a different form. She takes him away with all the other gopis. They walk out of the kunja. That is the end of that pastime. So here what we understood is Krishna is in self-control. Nobody can control him. Nobody can control him except Bhakti. Bhakti is who? Srimati Radharani. The devotion of Bhakti is Srimati Radharani, and she is the only one who can control Krishna. Nobody else can control. When she comes into the scene, Krishna cannot, his acting and his self-control, he loses control in front of Srimati Radharani. So the only way to get Krishna in our life and to hold on to Krishna is to perform bhakti. With that, I will end today's session, dear devotees. If there were any mistakes, anything that, gave away or caused a pain, do forgive me for my ignorance and my dumbness in life. I'm also a sadhaka trying to